Well, that's funny that you mentioned that because I design brands that will last 100 years or longer. So there's certain what I call DNA to what makes up a business and a brand for sustainability and growth. And some of those DNAs, for example, would be like, well, what's your overall vision of the company? Not what you're taught like through an MBA school, let's say Harvard. I'm talking about what's really practical and what really will get people to be inspired to want to work with you or become partners with you or be associated with you through media. And so when I say, what is the vision of the company is what legacy are you leaving behind where it doesn't evolve. It's not about money. Money becomes a byproduct. It's about why you're in business to begin with and what difference are you going to make. If you're not thinking about that first, you're going to be about chasing money and you're going to be about price, not value quality, and therefore you're not going to last very long. So one of the very first questions I ask and work with clients is, if your company existed, what difference would it make for humanity and for future generations? What impact would it have? Okay, what difference would it make in families and individuals, societies, and even countries? So when you start looking at a really big view, what I call really the big giant macro view is, and I should call it also the guiding light, that's what projects the company to last more than 100 years, quite honestly, where now it's really about having everyone roll in the same direction, why they get up in the morning, why they're working for that company, because they're making a difference in other people's lives. That's one of the key, what I find, DNA that I put into companies so they actually have the longevity. Another question would be, for example, what is your philosophy? What is it that you're doing differently in your industry, in your category, than everybody else? That philosophy is what makes you stand out amongst the clutter, because if that philosophy is accurate and true, people want to align with that and want to be plugged into that philosophy. It's kind of like Apple. They make really great computers, but they're beyond computers, as we know. But the point being is that they design things beautifully and they're integrated from hardware to software and using one operating system. It's quite genius. So what they've done is they create a overall system and has a very user-friendly interface to it and has a timeless look and feel to it. And that's why everybody copies them. All the big companies copy them. So they had to start thinking of their vision first, of what difference they're going to make. The second component is what philosophy, what's going to make them different. And again, highly functional, okay, a closed system, and a really user-friendly interface that people could adapt to use very quickly, okay? And that's what really kept all the products aligned, and everything that they do follows that philosophy, okay? So those are just two ingredients. There's about 21 ingredients I've created to create a company that can last more than 100 years.